This Independence Day broadcast is presented by USAA. Yeah, boomboxes around the Delaware Valley are going to be blasting patriotic music here today, just as it will be here at the ballpark. The Phillies and the Padres getting set for Game 3 of this series. How about the Zach Wheeler t-shirt? Thanks to the good folks at IBEW Local 98 to kids 14 and under. Little patriotic flair in the audience this afternoon. It is, as we said, a spectacular day to celebrate our nation's birthday and our national pastime. And it's Sundays with Schmidt here at the ballpark. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We're going to talk about Vince Velasquez in a moment, so we're going to give him a few minutes to chew on that, and Mike Schmidt. And we're going to talk to Michael about the fact that we are at the midway point of the season as of today's game.
Yes, Tommy, we are. We play the 81st game today. We're right around 500, 4 games out behind the Mets, which isn't bad. A lot of World Series champions played 500 ball in the first half of a season. That's right. If we look at the lineup issue, which I think is very important, you see the graphic on the screen. We had our opening day lineup, what I would call the A lineup, only 4 games this year. 66 times we've had to play a lineup, which is the B lineup, let's call them. Our guys coming off the bench did a commendable job. Young players. Brad Miller might have been the MVP of the first half of the season. I like what I see when I look out at the Phillies now. A balanced lineup with Gregorios in the middle, a power hitter, a veteran. I like the swagger I saw in the field last night, too. I think the team on the field right now feels they're back and they're ready for a strong second half.
Yeah, they certainly looked it in yesterday's ballgame. In fact, in these first 2 games against the Padres. And now, Ben, they go for the series sweep against one of the better teams in the National League, the San Diego Padres, with Vince Velasquez on the mounds.
And they're going to need, if they want to complete the sweep, Vince has to go deep into ball games. It's always been the knock on Vince. How deep can he go into ball games? How can he limit his pitch count? Well, last outing against the Marlins, he was spectacular. Honestly, he was spectacular. Going 7 innings, his curveball was awesome. It's come a long way. He's pretty much relying fastball, curveball, changeup. He still throws a slider from time to time, but the other 2 pitches, the changeup and the curveball, have come a long way. He gets lots of swing and misses, a lot of soft contact with those pitches. But again, how deep can Vince Velasquez go into ball games? That's a question that we've been asking ourselves for the last couple of years.
All right, so starts between 7 innings or more, which he went the last time out. 33 starts. He's only gone 7 innings or more 8 times in his career. The good news is twice against the San Diego Padres, and one of those days, it was that 16 strikeout day in 2016. So we'll see if he can replicate that today. He'll be opposed by Blake Snell, who had a little food poisoning earlier this week. He's back with the Padres. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Toyota Camry, now with available all-wheel drive. Visit your local Tri-State Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. Moment, and we go back to a start with Vince Velasquez against the San Diego Padres on April 14, 2016. We show you your first strikeout. Now we speed it up. We go all the way to the end. It was a record-setting day for Vince. He struck out 16 Padres that afternoon. He threw 113 pitches. That was 113. Third most strikeouts in Phillies history. He joined Steve Carlton, Cliff Lee, and Kurt Schilling as guys who have struck out 16. Chris Short and Art Mahaffey are the top 2. Here's Cameron Rupp. We talked to him earlier today about Vince's 16 strikeout game. He said, I remember it was freaking awesome. It was a big fastball day. He was just coming off a big game in New York, and he was electric. And if I'm not mistaken, he damn near struck out everyone with a heater. It wasn't just swinging either. Love Cameron Rupp. Appreciate him joining in today with our Geico quote of the day. But that was a big day. That was a day that we thought Vince had kind of arrived. Now, it's taken some time for him to kind of build what he is at this point, which is a guy who is 3-2 with a 4.66 ERA this year, but better as a starting pitcher than he was as a relief pitcher. Manny Machado will face him here this afternoon. Fernando Tatis has enjoyed his weekend with the Fanatic. The Fanatic, I think he's setting him up for something here, guys. I'm not really sure. It just, just think, oh, he's going to sign autographs because that's what Tatis has done.
He's so great for the game. What an ambassador for this great game of baseball.
Uh-oh, he's bringing the police over.
He gets it.
He's done a great job with the autographs this weekend. He really has done a great job. Hey, watch our net, by the way. All right, a little extra work. Making sure the hair is in place. That's important. Right, Ben?
Got it. That's a must. #1 priority.
Yeah.
What does that actually do?
What, the tape?
I think whatever they wear on there.
I think it just passes time more than anything else. I don't know if it holds it in place or what. All-Star Game starters for both teams. Don't forget the reserves will be announced tonight. In fact, I believe at 6 p.m. Eastern time is when we'll find out who will be part of the All-Star Game. So Freddie Freeman starts at first. 2 Cincinnati Reds. A very emotional Jesse Winker thanking the fans for what they did. Tatis, of course. And then over in the American League, Mike Trout has been voted in as a starter. He obviously is banged up, so he won't be out there. But the Blue Jays have 3 in the starting lineup, including Teoscar Hernandez. Pretty good recognition for him.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler t-shirt being given out today as Vince Velasquez on the mound, set to warm up. All right, let's look at the Padres lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Tommy Pham leads it off, and then Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth, 84 games played, the most in the National League. Yeah, this is the 86th game for the Padres. They have not had any rainouts that they've had to deal with, of course. They've had rain delays, no rainouts to deal with. And they'll face Vince, 29 years old. His record is 3-0 with a 1.19 ERA against the San Diego Padres.
Coming off that big win that he had against the Marlins, the 7 innings pitched. ERA continues to come down a little bit. You see the opposition hitting just .208 against Vince. One thing that stuck out to me today was opposition against his fastball.
Right.
Only hitting 174 against that fastball and 156 against his curveball. So we mentioned it in the open about how much that curveball has come along for him. He's getting a lot of swings and misses with it.
Yeah, that's important. All right, so he's warmed up and ready to go finally. A little tardy today with the start time.
You know, that fastball average, the low batting average against the fastball, probably comes when he gets ahead of hitters. You know what I mean? When they have to protect the plate a little bit. He gets ahead of hitters with, you know, breaking balls, change-ups, and occasional fastball. But that low batting average, I think, occurs when he's not letting hitters beat him early in the count on the fastball. You know, when they're really looking for it, and he puts it in the middle of the plate.
That's a good point, Michael, and I think that's where his confidence is better, where he's getting
you
ahead.
know, when he can elevate the fastball later in the count to get the strikeout, that's when that forces that batting average against fastball down. Let's hope that happens today.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. We're about 7 minutes later than what we're supposed to be, but here is the first pitch of the day to Tommy Pham, and it's outside. We're underway, the count 1-0. Vince this year is a starter, 3-2 with an ERA of 3.99. At high, 2-0. Facing Tommy Pham, who's 0 for 9 with a strikeout in this series.
A lot of balls on the ground for Tommy Pham in this series. Getting jammed an awful lot. So hopefully that continues.
Ahead 2-0. He launches one to center. Luke Williams is there, though. And he makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, that helps us
big time.
I think that's bad hitting by a leadoff hitter. 2-0 count against Vince for sure. In fact, that ball might have been out of the hitting, you know, out of the strike zone as well, and goes on to 3-0. But his job is to get on base.
I think you're right about that, Mike. Here's Fernando Tatis Jr. You know, we mentioned Freddie Freeman made the All-Star team. He's a starter. He's very emotional about it again. He said, you know why? because my son Charlie wants to meet Fernando Tatis Jr. So I'm going to bring him with me to Denver so he'll get a chance to meet him.
That's cool.
Tatis 3 for 8 in the series. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Four-seam fastball right out of the gate.
Yeah, and he has a 500 plus batting average on first pitches this year.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, I did.
I knew you'd like that.
8 homers.
And an OPS that's through the roof because those 8 home runs. 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, he and Machado both. I mean, that's big time production with that first pitch that they see.
Well, it's information that should help the pitcher, right?
I would agree with that.
I'm just thinking about last night's game.
Fouled off.
Harper and Hoskins both cheated on first pitch fastballs and hit home runs. It kind of took him off the fastball the entire rest of the evening.
Yeah, it changed the complexion of that outing for Darvish, who still was pretty good. 1-2. 3 infielders on the left side of the diamond for the Phils. Yeah, the pitch coming outside. 2-2. Tatis will be followed by Jake Cronenworth. Part of the success the Phillies have had in this series is that they have held Pham and Cronenworth in check. So Tatis Jr. and Machado haven't had a whole lot of RBI situations. There's a liner out to left field. That's going to get past McCutchen and go to the wall. And Tatis is going to go to second base with his 17th double of the year, his 3rd double of the series. So he is in scoring position.
There's fastball in the middle of the plate, Ben.
Yep.
Boy, the young man can hit the fastball, that's for sure. What a talent. And scoot around those bases, too.
Try and get it in, but just never gets there. See JT reaching back across his body.
Don't know if I could have pulled off the little hula move myself.
I think you could have. No? You got to keep an eye on Tatis also as this ball's popped up. Maybe not so much now. And Alec Bohm at third, right on the bag, makes the catch. 2 outs.
Great spot for that fastball.
On our Citizen Stats leaderboard, Citizens, the official bank of the Phils. On Independence Day, the Phillies are 105 and 104. The Padres, meanwhile, 27 and 23. Do you know that the first victory for the Phillies on Independence Day was actually a forfeit victory? On July 4th, 1883, they were playing the Providence Grays. And Providence was leading in the game 11-9 in the 7th inning. There was one problem, though. They had to make a train to get back to New York to play a second game that day. So they couldn't finish the 9-inning game, and the Phillies wound up winning it 9-0.
How about it? It's a long day.
Well, every now and then you just got to walk off the field.
I guess so.
Catch a train.
I guess so. So the Phillies that day, Philadelphia that day, had to play a second game against the Boston Bean Eaters. Isn't that weird, though, that baseball was like that back then, where you'd play 2 different teams on the same day? It's like playing in an AAU tournament.
I was talking with Mr. Deal yesterday, who works up here on the
Ed Deal
in the press box. He was saying that back in the day, they were always doubleheaders scheduled for July 4th, Memorial Day.
I would agree with that.
I never knew that.
No TV.
No TV.
So these were both, right, day games against 2 different teams.
No balls and 1 strike. Tatis leading off second. Long lead. There's a strike.
No fences either, right?
That I don't know, Mike. I'd have to do a little more research on it. But you could assume that there were some ballparks that didn't have any fences. Kenny Ayers gave us that note from the Phillies PR department. It was a great one. They lost to the Bean Eaters that day 17-8 after winning 9-0 in the forfeit. They went on a long losing streak after that too. 0-2.
Gee, scared me to death. I thought it was coming up here. Whoa. Somebody made a nice play.
Yeah, something was very exciting. Let's see what happened. What happened? Uh-oh. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, look at that photo right there.
Oh,
what a baller.
She doesn't know. The young girl or the father?
The father.
Somebody's wife's not going to be happy. 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2.
Well, at least he kept a hold of the young girl.
And she still had her ice cream, so that's good. Two.
Lucky got away with that one.
Yeah.
Ball had some bite on it too, even though it ended up in the middle of the plate.
He was looking for it.
Well, when you got 2 strikes, you got to kind of have it in the back of your, in the back of your mind.
Way outside, 2-2. Machado is 1 for 4 with a strikeout against Vince Velasquez in his career. A lot of these guys haven't had many at-bats against him. Tommy Pham is the only one that's gone yard against Vince. Then he's got his signs. And it's high, ball 3, 3-2.
I don't know. I might throw the breaking ball again here, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, he challenged him with a fastball, and it remains 3-2. Phillies fans, with Xfinity Mobile, you can save hundreds on the most reliable network nationwide. Your wireless, your rules, only with Xfinity Mobile.
You hate to see him go 0-2 and then lose Machado here. So
this is a good battle, though. Machado's fouled off some pitches, and he's run it to 3-2.
He's seen the ball pretty good offense.
Yeah, so you have to be careful. I think that foul ball kind of told you that. We got time. Alan Porter is behind home plate. He's a local guy. Grew up in the Delaware Valley. Ramon DeJesus at first. Chris Guccione's the crew chief at second. Adam Beck is over at third. Again, Tatis leads off second. Out to center field. That is well hit. Luke Williams is back, and he is out of room. This one over the top of the trees. Yesterday's was at the base of the trees. And just like yesterday, the Padres take a 2-0 lead.
Boy, that is eerily similar to yesterday. And boy, did Manny know it.
Well, there's no pull. And just the sense that the 401 in center field is plenty close for him. Again, another fastball right down Broadway. Not really a home run swing, Ben. Just a nice, smooth head to the ball swing. That was a heck of an at bat.
Sure was.
That's 53 runs now scored by the Padres in the first inning. We marvel at the Phillies scoring first inning runs, but they have slid past them in that category. 428 is the estimated distance on the home run. And Grisham takes strike one. It's 0-1.
Hindsight, Ben, sometimes you just have to, swallow your pride and say, I'll get you later in the game. You can't just say, I'm going to strike this guy out. He's Manny Machado. And that's what I want to do. Second guessing again, hindsight after the home run, but I would have thrown him a hard breaking ball. If he fishes for it, great. If he doesn't, I got this young man coming up behind him.
2-run home run by Machado. We go to the bottom of the first. Padres up 2-0. Bottom of the first inning. If you're looking for something, Tony Lukes is wide open today. Lines are long, but you'll get one. Just might take a little extra time. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Phillies, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Gene Segura leads it off. Segura last 26 starts, hitting .346, a .419 on base percentage during that time. He starts today, and Odubel Herrera gets the day off with the lefty Blake Snell on the mounds. Also, Torreyes starts at shortstop for Didi Gregorius. So Snell, who missed his last outing because he had food poisoning, will make his 16th outing of the year. At a first pitch high, 1-0. Padres acquired Snell from the American League pennant champion Tampa Bay Rays, where he helped them get to the World Series last year. And if situations were different, might have been able to lead them to a World Series championship if he had been left in the Game 7. As Segura fouls it back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. He's been a good pitcher over in the American League. 45 wins, 33 losses. He hasn't had the same success with San Diego, but he is trying to get used to a new league, he says, in a different sort of organization. That one's out to right field, and it drops between Cronenworth and Profar. One thought the other was going to lasso it.
There goes a no-hitter.
That would be disappointing, wouldn't it?
How about it?
I got it. You take it. No, you got it. No, I take it.
Profar had a long way to go.
I still think it's Profar's ball, though.
They used to score that a hit.
It should be, yeah.
It is.
All right, let's see if the Phillies can capitalize today as they did yesterday on the ball that Hosmer lost in the sky. Rhys Hoskins followed with a double a few pitches later. As Andrew McCutchen 1 for 6 of the series. Takes outside.
Man, that's the thing. When you're hot, you're hot. I mean,
it's a 4-game hitting streak for Gene. It is shocking, though, that, and I know Profar is an infielder by trade, but he was coming in. It was a long way for Cronenworth to float, but one of them should have caught it, but I thought it was Profar.
Oh, it's a left fielder's ball all the way. Unless the second baseman's camped under it, waving his arm.
Right. That's a colorful look today. Segura's got a good sized lead. They throw behind him, but he's back.
No movement by the right fielder to back that up.
He's still thinking about dropping the pop-up. Outside and low. 2-1. Fouled off the leg of McCutchen. It sounded like it hit the guard. I hope it hit the guard. It did hit the guard.
I mean, right in the middle. It still hurts though.
Andrew's been swinging the bat well for almost a month now, hasn't he?
Yep.
He's your player of the week, right? I mean, he just seems like he's on everything. A lot of walks. Quick bat now. Confident.
Yeah, one of 5 guys in the National League with at least 40 walks and 40 RBIs this first half. In the dirt. They throw again behind Segura, who gets back. Whew.
That was close.
McCutchen just said, take a look.
Oh, take.
Alan Porter's looking over the Padres dugout to see if they want to review the tag of Segura.
We're going to review a lot of things here. There's the foot on the bounce.
Did it hit the toe?
On the bounce, yeah, which counts, right?
Yes. And did he get back?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
A little exposure here to the Independence Weekend socks and shoes and all of that.
Yeah, a little good look. Phillies uniform is right in line with it all. All right, so they are going to review it. We won't know until they get on headset, but our assumption is that they're reviewing the hit by pitch, potential hit by pitch of McCutchen. Not the play over at first, but they'll take a look at it all. Chris Guccione is the crew chief. He's to the right.
Remember the old days where they could take a look at the ball and see if
shoe polish.
Shoe polish was on the ball. All the shoes were black then.
And Richie Hebner would shine them up for everybody, polish them up for everybody.
That was quite a big part of my day, was cleaning my spikes and polishing them up every day.
Would you do it yourself?
I would.
Would you?
I would.
Remember that name Veda Pinson?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was known for having this. His shoes looked like glass.
Really?
Oh gosh.
That was the styling back in the day, Mike, is to make sure your spats look good.
You had to take care of them because I guess you only got like 1 or 2 pairs a year.
Yeah. We think this is what they're looking at, and it's tough to tell there, but it seemed like it did hit McCutchen. Here we go.
You head to first base. Whoa.
No. Stay at home.
Stay here.
Look, Cutchen's pointing to home. He's pointing to first. He's pointing to home. Just because of the angle.
I'm glad we're not looking at that from New York. We'd have sent him to first.
Yeah, so it stands. The ruling stands. So not confirmed. So not enough to overturn it. So it was indeed that they were looking at the potential hit by pitch, not the play at first. Little tapper back to the mound. Snell fires to second for 1, over to first in time.
He did fire that to second, didn't he?
There's Andrew walking back on. I got hit by the pitch. They missed it.
Fouled one off my
now
leg.
We got 2 outs.
Yep. Perfect feed to Cronenworth on the Hosmer.
And just barely got him at first base.
So you want to be a major leaguer.
JT takes outside. Yeah, depending on if he was indeed hit. and Andrew would know, that was a fairly painful at bat for him. Realmuto takes in. JT among catchers in the National League, if it's their primary position, is 7th in home runs and 5th in RBIs. He's number 3 in on base percentage. The leader is Buster Posey, so he's the starter in the All-Star game. In fact, JT is in the top 5 or 7 of most offensive categories for catchers. Takes a strike, 3-1. 1 for 8 in this series with a triple. Joe said after the game yesterday he thought his at-bats were better yesterday. And I think you thought that too, Ben.
Later on in the game, I do.
3-2 on the outside corner.
Not a whole lot you're going to do with that one.
Yeah, you might be able to try right field, but still be tough to get to it.
Not going to hit it with authority.
Popped up outside of first. That should slice into the crowd, and does. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at this, the changeup for Snell, and the years have gone by. It's kind of skyrocketed this year from 259 to 394, and that has to be the issue because look at the location of where the changeups are statistically on average. You got to get that down. Ground ball back toward the middle. That's a base hit for JT.
A lot of hits up that middle. Good for JT. He'd get on a little roll.
And here's Bryce Harper.
See his home run yesterday, Michael. Hang time, 7.1 seconds. It was twice the height of the one that Manny Machado hit the dead center. 7.1 seconds. I learned that the average hang time for a punt in the NFL is 4.4 seconds. 4.4, and his home run was 7.1.
Here's that home run last night. Statcast presented by Google. Where's the red line? There it is. Ben, did you call Sean Landetta? Is that where you got that number from?
No, I got that from our esteemed producer, Jeff Halleckman.
1 ball, 1 strike.
He told me that yesterday. Jeff being the big football.
Former amateur punter, too. Punt, pass, and kick. He was a finalist for that when he was young.
Harper's home run looked like it was exactly what he was trying to do. I'm going to hit this ball so far and so high.
Jumped that one a little bit. And it's 1-2. Machado in shallow right field. Mike, would you ever move from third base over to shallow right field at the Vet?
I would not know what to do out there. Is he now? He is planning on a ground ball throwing Harper out at first.
He did it,
correct?
Oh, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it this weekend. It was Harper.
It was Harper.
Because he's out there with a couple lefties.
Well, he must sprint in when he sees one, right?
He did not sprint in. He did sprint out on a ball off the wall and backed up the right fielder. Yeah. In fact, he would have caught the Segura ball. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. By a long shot.
Well, he's not getting him on a slow hit ground ball, right?
As long as Bryce gets out of the box quickly, no, he's not.
Hosmer play behind JT here. Should be able to get off to the races.
What's up, little fella? Runner goes. Pitch swung out and missed. And the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, and JT left over at first base. We head to the second. It's the Padres 2, the Phillies 1. Pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Phillies. Phillies did some cool ceremonies before the ball game today, honoring our service men and women who are here at the ballpark. Looking sharp, buddy. Looking sharp. In fact, the Air Force band was playing before the great game today. They were tremendous, weren't they?
They were. They really were.
I don't think there's a team around Major League Baseball that does more for the military than the San Diego Padres. Honoring them each and every Sunday with the military style uniforms, but also inviting military men and women from around the San Diego area to the ballpark. And I don't mean to poo-poo anything else that everybody does, but they just do a tremendous job acknowledging the folks from the Navy, the Marines.
It's always cool to watch them come in every Sunday, march in.
Hosmer fouls it back. It's 1-1.
Pretty healthy cut right there. That didn't look like the old chapper to the third base swing. A couple times last night, Eric, in a hitter's count, actually hit little ground balls to the third base area, one which went for a single.
And a few swing to right, hit it to left.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2. Make it number 1. Eric Hosmer goes down swinging.
Awful big swing with 2 strikes, Michael.
Yep, no hold back there, but Vince got it right where he wanted it. Hard to handle that 94 5-mile-an-hour fastball. Let her high in the hitting zone, or should I say the taking zone. This looks so hittable coming up there, but you go right underneath it.
Here's Profar. Profar 2 for 5 in the series. And it's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Profar hitting .224, a home run, 20 RBIs. Robbed by Didi Gregorius in last night's ball game on a fantastic play up the middle. What made it even sweeter, well, the fact that the Phillies won was the sweetest thing that it made. But what made it even sweeter is that these guys are buddies, Profar and Didi Gregorius. Fouled back 1-2. Two through a curveball.
early on, he doesn't seem to have as good command of that pitch today. We were talking about how big it is for him. Mix that in his repertoire.
Looped out toward left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit for Profar. There's another curveball. That one was up a little bit. Well, maybe he could be like Zach Eflin, who after the game yesterday said he had no idea where his pitches were going in the first couple innings. Whether you're hitting a family barbecue or stuck in the office, you can still catch the Phils. Stream all of our games plus pre and post game live, presented by your Delaware Valley Chevy dealers. Well, it's good to know that Tommy Pham didn't eat all the cotton candy yesterday. She's staring down the camera. Don't blink, don't blink. Here's Rivas. Profar has stolen 9 bases. In fact, the Padres have stolen the most bases in the majors at 76. Phillies are number 3 in the National League overall at 46. Miami's number 2 in the National League. But the Padres not only steal bases, but they take the extra base. As Rivas takes strike 1.
I thought the importance of the stolen base has gone down immensely in the last 15-20 years, says sabermetrics and analytics.
I do think it's there's this run for it to come back a little bit more. Ground ball to shortstop. They've also hit into a lot of double plays. There's 1 and 2.
And beauty.
Now they've hit it a lot more. They hit it to 2 yesterday. 1 here, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Pitcher will lead off the third for the Padres. 2-0 San Diego. Offer from Giant Food Stores, the official grocery store of the Phillies. Phillies trail at 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. They turned another double play. Here's our GMC precision play of the game.
Yeah, there's been some tailor-made ones in this series. None more so than that one. 6, 4, 3. Pretty simple. And you got Snell leading off next inning, as you mentioned, Tom.
Yeah, it's big.
Yep.
I think that was the softest throw Segura's had over to first base, isn't it? This last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's like Larry Boa. He knows that just enough to get him.
Yep.
If Larry had to make a throw from the hole, he could make it. Boom, boom. Or if he just wanted to get him, make him run a little bit, right?
Gene's got such a great inner clock. Like he just knows that's baseball instinct.
Well, and he's also playing with a very relaxed clock, I think, this year more than any other time. What's up, little guy?
Chilling.
Yep. I think watching Mike Miller, our first base camera operator, sleep yesterday, kind of in that same position up here in the booth. I'm not sure if he was asleep or if he was awake, that little guy. Because I didn't think Mike would be able to be sleeping in the position he was in, but he was out. Here's Mike.
What are you talking about, he said?
I have a picture. I'll show you later. Rhys Hoskins leads it off. 9 of his last 11 hits have been extra base hits. Yeah, the first pitch in there. It's 0-1.
Rhys has never been sort of, as we know, Rhys Hoskins hot so far in the first half. We have that to look forward to in the second half. 46 RBIs, I think, right? Yeah.
Down the right field line. And out of play.
You know, that translates into 90, 95.
I think that's the thing that stands out, though, Michael, is that he's on pace for, 90 to 100 RBIs.
Yeah. 36 home runs.
And Joe has said, he goes, listen, The guy posts every day. And wants to play every day.
Days off were the worst.
1-2 pitch coming. And that hit him.
Ow.
And he'll just wear it and go to first base.
Didn't even flinch.
Don't rub it, we used to say. Whatever you do, don't rub it. Oh, hope that's a hard-toed shoe. You know, I was wondering about that. Why don't they make spikes, and maybe they do, you know, better than I, with, you know, hard, like, work shoes, toes on them.
Like a steel toe?
I bet you they do make them. I wonder how many people wear them. Is it heavier?
It would be heavier. No, the umpires have them.
Alec Bohm's the batter.
Behind the plate.
Bohm takes low.
Would have liked to have had it for catching. I mean, so many foul tips off my toes. They're all mangled.
Popped up first base side. Alec jams himself. It drops because Alec wasn't running, and he is out, and he is safe because he's on the bag.
Yeah, Reese doesn't have to run.
And that's smart by Reese.
Good lesson for those out there watching. Young players. I hope I'm not saying something out of school here, but I know if you drop the ball on purpose in the infield like this,
yeah,
if
you
the
do
runner
it
on first stays on the bag.
Chris Guccione's going over to the third base dugout to talk to the Padres. Now the umpires are conferring.
Don't beat that out. It looked like he was past the bag.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then wouldn't Reese be out?
Well, he stepped on Reese's foot, and then on the bag.
He's safe.
Well, two runners are not allowed to occupy the same base. If they're touching the same base, the lead runner is entitled to it. So it's Reese's ball, Reese's bag by rule. So he did the right thing. So he may have beaten it, but it doesn't matter. One of them has to be out anyway.
Right.
There's also
I think they just told Reese that. I think they just said that to Reese, and Reese said, "Oh, so if I was, yes." I think he just said the same thing to Reese, and Reese said, "So that's why I'm here and he's out."
I think the play is to hope that the runner, Reese, goes, "Oh my gosh, I got to run," right?
Many would do that
and takes off.
Yeah.
And there's also a rule regarding like a little soft line drive in the infield that an infielder misses purposely. You know what I mean? Like he just like slaps it down with his glove because he knows he can turn the double play.
Well, we've seen it a couple times already this year. Outside.
You don't see it very often in the major leagues where a ball is dropped purposely or let drop. I got to give the Padres credit for thinking to do that. And that was prompted by what happened at home plate. I don't know if we have a replay of that, but
that Alec and the catcher kind of tangled up.
Yeah, he actually threw his bat to the ground and threw it right between the catcher's legs.
Yeah, so But also credit Reese for being smart enough not to
absolutely
leave the bag. Because you don't see it every day when two base runners occupy the bag at the same time. So when you don't, sometimes you have to reconvince yourself that that's the rule.
Yeah.
Three balls and no strikes to Luke Williams with a runner at first base and one out. Good 3-1.
Should get something good to hit here.
And ball 4. That'll put 2 on. Hit by pitch and a walk. 2 on with 1 out. And Torres coming up. So this is what Michael was talking about with Alec Bohm, and this is what precipitated Hosmer letting it just drop. Right there. Slammed the bat down, walked, and
kind of heads up by Hosmer here, thinking I'll get the out at first, and then if Hoskins takes off, we'll get him a run down on the way to second.
And again, I think most runners would have taken off.
Yeah, I agree.
I shouldn't say most. Many would have taken off. So now Torres, 261 with 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. And it's 1-0. Hoskins and Cronenworth are talking about it now on the second base bag. This has been one of the issues for Snell, is that he's walking a lot of guys. This inning he's walked 1, he's hit 1, but he's walked 41 in 67 innings, which is why his whip is so high and his ERA is so high compared to other years. Pulled toward third. Machado flips to second for 1. Cronenworth's momentum carries him right to first. It's a 5-4-3 double play.
He is so smooth.
That looked pretty easy.
My goodness.
That was pretty slick at third base right there.
They're talking about the strike zone yesterday in the 9th inning. We'll go to the 3rd.
Still.
Boxes, mailers, tape, and more. Talk to who? The W.B. Mason today to save on your next order. We check all the boxes. Plenty of crab fries being purchased today.
Back to that play, guys. There is a good lesson there for those out there watching, right? Is that what you said? The runner who occupies the base is entitled to the base as opposed to the runner who is coming to the base. In a situation where he doesn't have to run. Another way it would happen would be if you had a run down between home and third, and
which is where it happens, I think, more often than any other time.
and the runner on second base was coming to third, right? And so you ran 2 guys to the base and didn't tag either. Well, the runner coming to the base is the runner that's out.
Correct.
So you tag. There's a way that you do it. You hope that one of the runners, you hope that the runner that gets to occupy the base steps off the base, thinking he is out.
Yeah, rolling
so you
the
tag
dice.
them both. Yeah.
Which, again, I can't pinpoint exact instances, but that has happened. Blake Snell leads it off. He takes a strike. It's 1-2. Snell hitting .063.
Even in the major leagues, you learn something every day.
Fouled back. I also think that you learn something every day, but it's these events that happen every once in a while are refreshers to those kind of rules.
You always got to be thinking ahead.
Snell lines it foul down the left field line. Velasquez threw 20 pitches in the first, 11 in the second. And Kutch is trying to find somebody to throw the baseball to. I think Kutch has the section name narrowed down. We went over it a little bit the other day. Hopefully next homestand will have what he would like it to be. Outside 2-2.
So he took that serious, right?
Yeah.
We asked him about it. Yeah.
I think Uncle Larry's going to be involved, just so everybody knows. His alter ego. And a line drive base hit to center field for Blake Snell. How about that?
Pretty good swing.
I was going to say, was that a broken bat or a nasty line drive?
I think that was a nasty line drive.
Now that's some good hitting right there. He's just kind of playing pepper with Velasquez, excuse me. And look at this. Pow. Short compact swing. Why swing hard?
Tommy Pham takes a strike. Second career hit for Blake Snell. Pham takes high, 1-1. Hit toward third, could be two. Ball to second for one. Pham running for the first time in this series is still thrown out. 5-4-3 double play. 2 outs here in the third. That's 2 double plays the Phillies have turned.
There's been a plethora of double plays.
4 of them. 4 of them already. We're in the third.
Yeah. Very slick. And part of both third basemen. Pretty impressed with that armband right there. I think I could get one of those down in the locker room.
I think you can get one of those.
Nice to wear out on the golf course.
Here's Fernando Tatis Jr. He doubled and scored his last time up.
It's a huge double play.
Big time. Well, this guy coming up. There's the back of those shirts that were given out today. Breaking ball. It's a derivative of the home run hat. Swing and a miss. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Dodgers and the Nationals are going at it. Los Angeles leads it 3-1. Matt Beatty, a solo home run. Kyle Schwarber on the injured list with a significant, Dave Martinez said, groin injury. Fouled back again, 2-2. Or hamstring. I think originally they thought it was a groin, but now it's a significant hamstring injury.
He said surgery is not required, but he will be on the shelf for a while.
Well, the fact that they said that, that's where you're like, ooh, there was even a consideration. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's where Vince gets in trouble right there. You know, I mean, those two fastballs were up just enough up in the hitting zone to where he couldn't get on top of them. You know, if you keep going there, you got a chance at a strikeout. Then he flops that curveball right in the middle of the strike zone.
Hold that one.
And that one was just a little bit outside.
And now 3-2 as he kicked at the mound a little bit where his landing foot was. Outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Vince, and Cronenworth is coming up. I would think that Tatis Jr. is going to try to pick a spot here to take off. It may even be the first pitch.
Yes, indeed. Then you're thinking, well, you have that hole open for the lefty Cronenworth. It doesn't matter because you got Machado behind him, and they're going to go after Cronenworth regardless. If he were to make it to second.
That's where you talk about lineups and balance and left, right, you know, and having a balanced lineup like Cronenworth will get fastballs to hit if, you know, in this at bat because of who's on deck, because Machado is on deck.
Right. Inside and high.
In other words, you go to 3-2 or, you know, 2-2. There's no question he's going to challenge this hitter with Machado on deck. The difference in Tatis is at bat with 3-2 with this batter. He got the curveball. If Machado was hitting behind Tatis, he'd have got a fastball most likely.
Runner goes. Pitch outside. Throw to second base by JT off the glove of Torreyes. And that is the 18th stolen base for Tatis.
Definitely a pitch that JT could handle here. Good jump by Tatis Jr. JT just bounces it. Really good pitch to throw on.
Yeah, even if he had handled it, if Torreyes had handled it, he still looked like he had gotten such a good jump that his hand was in there.
And he was moving.
To Cronenworth with Tatis in scoring position.
That's what you're talking about right there, Michael. No. 2-0 count. He challenged him. I don't know what Cronenworth was looking for.
Yeah, you're right, Ben. I see it a lot. And I know you guys see it a lot. You just got to wonder sometimes what pitchers are thinking on 2-0, 3-1, 1-0 fastballs right there. At times when I feel like you need to be more aggressive as a hitter.
And ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and now you're in a little bit of a danger zone because Manny Machado's coming up. Not that you can't get him out, but he's already hit a laser for a 2-run home run. And here's that home run.
About as center cut as you're going to find it. 428 feet later, it lands.
There's no width he had to that swing, too. Wow.
Yeah, he is a strong kid.
foul balls just sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say he is starting to play healthier and swinging it at the pace they expected. You got Tatis at second base. He stole second after walking. He now leads the league in home runs and stolen bases. And Cronenworth at first. The ball's hit down the left field line, foul. Just underneath Suite 1, the Richie Ashburn suite, and it's 0-2.
He is really seeing the ball well, offense today. And that first bat was, he was on everything.
All right, Ben, you go ahead and call this the rest of this at bat. You're the catcher.
I mean, if you miss, you got to just miss off the plate. I mean, you could try and see if you can.
A couple breaking balls in the dirt here.
Yeah, get one up underneath his belt, climb the ladder, see how far he'll expand with you.
Bouncer over to third, foul.
Just wasn't high enough.
Vince wasn't happy with that pitch.
.25 pitches this inning for Vince. It's a little different pace than his last game.
Yeah, after getting that double play ball, it was
kind of nibbling.
Yeah.
That one is drilled. Oh man, that's his second home run of the game. This one's a 3-run shot. He has all 5 RBIs. And the Padres now lead 5-0 here in the third.
That was a high fastball too. You got to give the hitter credit. Not many can hit that pitch.
Not many can hit through it like that. Creates that backspin.
Wow.
See how level that swing was? He knows he has to get level on that ball.
You ain't kidding.
There's no uppercut to that swing at all.
5 RBIs. It's the third inning.
Coming off an 0-2 as well.
It was 0-2 his first at bat.
28th career multi-home run game for Manny Machado. He now has 15 home runs, and with those 5 RBIs, his RBI total is at 57. And Reese will flip underhand to Velasquez covering. 3-1 on the putout. All this happening with 2 outs. And the Padres on the shoulders of Manny Machado lead at 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the third here in Philadelphia. The DelVal HondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Talk to WB Mason about our selection of PPE, office furniture, and everything else you need to open and keep your office running safely. Who but WB Mason? Last of the third. It's 5-0 Padres on top. Here's why it's 5-0 our Toyota Camry turning points. Not 1, but 2. That's the first one from Machado in the first inning.
Very impressive. Both swings so similar. Pitch locations just a little bit different. This one right here was look at how high that is. That's almost shoulder level high in the strike zone. Takes a unique talent to get that bat and those hands up high enough and get level through that high fastball. Vince was probably amazed at how he got to that one as well, but it has been the Manny Machado show here today. Very impressive. Only the third inning. And that was your Toyota turning points.
Well, here is Velasquez, 2 for 17 on the year as we lead off the bottom of the third inning. if Snell's if his rhythm will change a little bit now that he's got a 5-run lead, because he hasn't been pinpoint with his commands. 0-2.
He's been up with that fastball, and he's been bouncing a lot of breaking balls. He's a bit more aggressive with the heater.
And the 0-2. I guess that went past without a swing. And it's 1-2. You recall last year, Blake Snell, he had a very good postseason, particularly World Series. 10 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts. In fact, it was Game 7 against the Dodgers, the decisive game, where he had gone 5 innings and was dominant. Tampa Bay led it 1-0. In the 6th inning, he got the first hitter and then allowed a base hit. And even though he was only at 73 pitches on what would have been his final start, as Velasquez checked, his final start of the season, where you would think conceptually that he can go as far as he could go, he was taken out of the game with a 1-0 lead. 73 pitches and a runner at first base.
Remarkable. He came out to get him, and it looked like this, like, you're bringing me out?
All of America had that look.
Whoa.
Velasquez lines it to left, and Tommy Pham makes the catch. Nick Anderson came in. He allowed a double. That put runners on second and third, and then threw a wild pitch, and the game was tied at 1 with a runner at third. He then allowed a fielder's choice, and the Dodgers never looked back. Now, who knows what would have happened if they had kept Blake Snell in, but he was their guy. And Kevin Cash has said, I'll do it again. It's revisionist history, obviously, but
I know that analytics play a big part in our modern game of baseball.
Yeah.
But there's not one analytic number that you could tell me that for him to come out of that ball game.
Over to third, Machado flips it across the diamond, and Segura is retired. So 2 outs. Andrew McCutchen coming up. Time for our Nissan upgrade. Choose Nissan today. Shop Nissan USA, NissanUSA.com. This is a Cy Young Award winner. Back in 2018, in 31 starts, he was 21-5 with a 1.89 earned run average. I should say it was Game 6, not Game 7, Game 6. Pitched low. Two balls and no strikes to Andrew McCutchen, who hit into a double play his last time up. Two and one. Yeah, so if you keep him in, then you force that Game 7, and who knows at that point. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1.
A couple pitches in this at bat that could have gone in Snell's favor, but Cutts will take the 3-1 count.
Two. Foul back, and it remains 3-2.
3-2 slider with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, up 5-0.
and ball 4. So McCutchen walks. A 2-out walk, and it brings Real Muto to the plate. Join the Phillies for some theme night fun at Citizens Bank Park this summer. Unique giveaway items are included with a theme night ticket for the following nights: Star Wars Night, August 11th, Scooby-Doo Night, August 24th, and then Pride Night presented by Giant, August 25th versus the Rays. For more information, go to Phillies.com/theme nights.
Well, they can do it just like the Padres did it with 2 outs.
That would be cool.
Yeah, they got the right people up.
JT takes inside. It's 1-0. Let's hope he can wear that homer hat with pride after this. Nice to see they got a new shipment in.
Yeah.
Running through those.
Bestseller.
Yeah. Two and 0. JT singled his first time up.
Phillies are definitely getting good hitters counts here.
Pulled foul. It's 2-1. Backswing get a piece of the catcher. Something got a piece of the catcher.
He doubles up on that changeup. 2-0 changeup. That was a good one to JT right there.
Popped up. Shallow center field. Cronenworth is out. Grisham is in. Grisham takes control and makes the catch. The other side is retired. No runs, no hits, and a man left. We have finished 3. Go to the 4th. 5-0. Find your 2021 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Padres on top 5-0 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Philly Fanatic made a visit up to the press box today. Rob Motti from the Associated Press is finishing up his final day covering the Phillies for the Associated Press. He is going to slide over in a new full-time role for the AP, covering the National Football League, which he said is a dream come true. Rob's a good dude. We see him all the time here at the ballpark and all over Philadelphia. You can hear him on local radio as well. But we wish Rob the best in his new venture. Eric Hosmer struck out his first time up, and he takes strike 1.
If you're Vince here, you just got to tell yourself, hey, I know they got 5 runs, but I got to keep my team in the ball game. I got to get deeper into this ball game, save a little bit of that bullpen. Got to keep going.
Yeah, and hope that you can get some runs against a guy that has a 5 ERA this year. It's not out of the realm of possibility. 2 balls and 1 strike to Hosmer. Hosmer pops it up over near the Padres dugout and off the netting. as it shoots back into the crowd. 2-2. Yeah, 5 is definitely not insurmountable at this point.
Not at all. Not at all.
Get a couple of good at bats.
18 outs to work with.
Gene Segura in shallow right field. Throws out Hosmer. And 4-3 on the putout. A podcast all about your Phillies is just one click away. Subscribe and listen to Phillies Talk with Jim Salisbury and Corey Seidman on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. All right, here is Jurickson Profar. One. Ice cream in a Fanatic helmet. Nice.
What'd you go with today, Michael? What flavor?
I didn't have any choice.
You had no choice.
Frankie brought a bowl of salted caramel chocolate something or other. Set it down next to me when I was eating breakfast.
All right, so eggs, bacon, maybe a potato cake, and
I had like
some
a
ice cream.
quiche. I had like a quiche and some sausage, and
your dairy in
I was getting away with a little protein breakfast there. And the Pied Piper of ice cream showed up.
1 and 2.
I gave half of it to Debbie Nacito in a cone. Only had one dip. Getting hooked on that stuff again.
Easy to do. Fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phillies will head to Chicago, Mike's favorite road trip after this. 4 games in Wrigley Field. No day games, by the way. Ooh. And then it's to Boston to take on the Red Sox before the All-Star break. I can't remember. I mean, I know that there's been a time, but it's not often that we've gone to Chicago and we haven't had at least 1 day game.
No.
Particularly the last day.
Yeah, usually getaway day is for sure.
I know there was a rule, and I don't know if it's still in play, where they had to have a certain amount of day games throughout the year. They couldn't have 81 night games or even 71 night games. You know, because of the rowdiness around Wrigleyville.
I can't believe how much it's changed out there. I mean, it's so commercialized now. It's still a phenomenal venue.
Line drive and a base hit to right center field for Profar. Harper's going to get to it. Profar will hold up at first. And that's his second hit. And Rivas is coming up. He hit into a double play his last time.
This is Profar's, as you said, second hit. Good balance. Ball's out over the plate. Line shot just past Segura. That's the way you do it.
Lucky he didn't break his bat on that one.
Good two-seamer.
Just kept running in. I don't know if that got a piece of Rivas or if he kind of spun his wheels.
I believe it did. Went off his toe.
This was the moment we thought we would see Aaron Nola against his brother Austin Nola. Aaron, of course, not pitching this weekend, and Austin's on the injured list. He's a catcher for the Padres. He's been banged up a little bit this year. But the Nola family here to enjoy the chance to see both boys. Oh, fortunately, Wayne Kirby got in the way, and now Profar is getting on him.
That'll make the highlight reel.
Look at Machado. You got to move. So Machado was with Kirby when he was in Baltimore.
Look at him over there making.
Hit him in the leg.
He's a funny guy. I think it was Charlie Manuel. Charlie Manuel loves him. Wayne Kirby.
And you know what's funny is that won't be forgotten, right? That'll stay with him for a long time.
In fact, it's probably going to linger in everybody's mind on how they can make even more fun of it when he gets back to the dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bouncer left side. They can still turn 2 even though this isn't hit that hard. There's 1 and 2. Whoa! Aggressive all the way around. You see the clap of the hand by Segura because I think he thought Bohm was just going to go to first base. But they took a chance. It's the 3rd double play of the day for the Phillies. Good feed. And then the electric throw by Segura. Time now for a Hyundai defensive plays of the game. I mean, there's been an awful lot of solid defense all the way around.
Been remarkable. The 5th double play overall in this ball game. This is Torres, Segura. Segura's been in the middle, all of them. Machado. A lot around the horn double plays. Another one here by Pham. Bohm starts it. It really is a pitcher's best friend. This one was awesome. And Segura was all about Bohm. Hey, way to be aggressive. Get it to me. Get that lead runner.
Right there. Yeah, I love that.
It's great. Here are your Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer.
And here's Kirby coming back to the dugout, and he heard it from everybody. I mean, look, they're like, can't you just move a little bit? Oh, man.
He got us a double play.
Cost us a run.
Yeah. I mean, they are on him. Barajas, Hosmer, Caratini. Manny Machado was on him. Larry Rothschild. Bobby Dickerson was on him as well. He's funny.
Wear it.
He should have went and got it, wrapped an ice bag around. Just
all right. Something started here.
Yeah.
This fan's something to cheer about.
So Harper leads it off. Harper takes outside.
There is no better time right now than push a little bunt right towards third base.
Reese was talking about that the other day. There's been a couple of occasions where he's thought about it too.
Well, I mean, you gotta. If you get it on the ground, it's a hit, right? It's a base runner, which we need. We need base runners. We don't need home runs right now.
In the dirt, off the shoulder of the catcher.
Couldn't agree more, Michael. I mean, it's obviously easier said than done to get it down, but solo home run really doesn't do a whole lot right now.
2-2. Foul tip on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Did you ever lay down a bunt for base hit, Michael?
The second hit of my career was a drag bunt, and the last hit of my career was a drag bunt.
Really?
Yep.
3-2. I think the conversation started because Reese said he has one career bunt in his life for a hit. He's 1 for 1.
Ben, I would say in my career I had probably 30, 35 drag bunt hits.
Really?
Harper strikes out.
That's awesome.
I was good at it.
That's awesome. Oh, I don't.
And I never bunted ever when you know, when I could tie the game up or when
You knew the situation.
when leading off an inning late in the game. I got one for you. My drag bunt in the fifth inning, or the fifth game of the '80 World Series.
That's right. I
played a
forgot
part
about
in us winning it.
I forgot about that one.
I mean,
we're getting beat bad, and I led off an inning and I bunted, got a base hit. And the next night, when we were down 2, when we tied it, or either when we went ahead of it, I'm not sure. But I was leading off an inning, and Jim Fry screamed at Brett and said, "Move in, he might bunt." So Brett moved up, and I hit a little ground ball to his left, which he couldn't get. He dove for it and couldn't get it. And then I scored on Unser's double over the bag.
Right. Now, on a play like that, did you and George Brett ever talk about that? Did he ever say that to you, that the bunt cost him that
1,000 times?
Yeah. I figure with your relationship with him, you guys would be pretty open about that. And on the carpet too.
Yeah, if I'm a third baseman, the last thing I'm going to do when number 20 comes to the home plate is play even with the bag or shallow. I mean, I couldn't imagine that, especially on the carpet too.
2-1 pitch coming to Hoskins. Popped up foul out of play.
Well, there were a lot of guys. There were a lot of guys good at it. I mean, Garvey was excellent at it. You know, taking the bunt. He was a great bunter. Back then, you know, you knew when a third baseman was out of position. You knew when a third baseman wasn't thinking that, you know, or didn't know that you were a good bunter.
Three and two.
They're still talking about that at bat last night. Look at that third base. I can't believe it.
The ninth inning at bat where Adam Beck called a strike on Machado. He wasn't happy about it. We thought it was a good pitch, right?
It was a good pitch. It was indeed.
This is the 9-3 ball count for Snell. And ball 4. So 1-out walk. Hoskins has been hit by a pitch and he's walked. This RAV4th inning is brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2021 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils.
Well, Ben, did you call it 5-0 ahead 3-2 curveball?
No. No.
You throw that thinking, well, if I throw a fastball right down the middle, he'll hit it out.
So what? It's 5-1.
No, that's my point. Why do pitchers sometimes think a fastball is such a dangerous pitch to throw? The only guy I would worry about throwing that to is Manny Machado.
Yeah.
Particularly today. Fastball, and it's 1-1. Actually, that's a slider. 88 miles an hour. I think Snell wanted that one. According to the box, it was a little inside. Luke Williams waits on deck. Great sunshiny afternoon here at Citizens Bank Park, at least for the moment.
It's remarkable. He's thrown 73 pitches, only 33 strikes.
Yep, 40 balls out of the zone. Ball 4. Walk back-to-back hitters.
It's unbelievable.
That'll put 2 on with 1 out. You got to take advantage here. 4 walks and a hit batter. Williams walked his last time up.
This is not a "you're okay, kid, keep battling" conversation right here with Jace Tingler.
Yeah.
This is, hey, you're up 5-0. Your boys got you 5 runs. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not Larry Rothschild just coming out. I mean, Larry will get in your face too. Austin Adams starts to warm up. Phillies Charities Incorporated auction is live. Check out the exclusive lineup of autograph items, including the Aaron Nola autograph baseball, the Reese Hoskins autograph base, which you have to outbid Ben for, the Gene Segura autograph game used road jersey. All proceeds benefit Phillies Charities Incorporated. View the full list of auction items and place your bids by noon tomorrow through the MLB Ballpark app. Mike, did you know that Ben's going to win that bid, and he's going to put it in the home plate in the foyer of his house? He's going to dig a big hole through the hardwood floor and put the home plate in the foyer.
Yeah.
Tom's trying to talk me into it.
Williams takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Kind of like Forbes Field. And I think it's Griffith Stadium. The home plate is in a building in D.C.
I did think about that after you said it the other night. That would look cool.
Yeah, it would. In your bachelor apartment. Runners lead off. It's no balls and 1 strike to Williams. One and 1. You think there's a thought in Williams' mind that after that meeting that he's going to see more fastballs in this spot?
I would think so. Also that, hey, he's going to, you got to know the situation. The manager comes out. It's not a, like I said, you're doing okay, go get him, kid, type conversation. So he wants to be competitive in the strike zone.
Ooh, threw him a slider.
One thing's for sure, you can't read their lips.
No, no, you cannot do that.
So you just have to figure that he's going out there and telling him exactly what Ben said he was saying. Use your fastball. You got a 5-run lead, right?
Swing and a miss. Threw back-to-back sliders, and he picked up his 3rd strikeout. And that'll bring Torreyes up.
That is a tough pitch to handle for a right-hander. It just you read fastball out of the pitcher's hand, and then there it goes. Lefty made a career on that pitch, Steve Carlton.
That one had good depth to it,
especially when you're tall like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he is tall.
And you still have to respect the 94, 95.
6'4". Torreyes hit into a double play. His last time he hit it hard. 0-1. I forgot to tell you, Mike, that my son Patrick, who does the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs games, interviewed Lefty last week on the radio for a full inning.
Wow.
Yeah. Said he was great. Said he was engaging. He's doing some clinics up in the Lehigh Valley.
No kidding. That's great.
Biomechanical emphasis. Ball gets away and back toward the screen. And a wild pitch. Puts runners on second and third.
Big 2-out RBIs out there right now.
No kidding.
Going to let Vince hit.
Wasn't the best effort by Rivas there, was it?
Pulled toward the hole, but Tatis was shaded that way. And he throws out Torreyes. No runs, no hits. 2 men left. The Phillies have 2 hits in this game. Both of those hits came back in the first. We're on to the 5th. It's the Padres 5 and the Phillies nothing. The Phillies Student Steal is back for the 2021 season. High school, college, and graduate students can purchase a $20 ticket for all remaining Wednesday home games at Citizens Bank Park. Tickets include $13 food and beverage credit, redeemable at any concession stands. Visit Phillies.com/studentsteal for more information. A little patriotic look for those kiddos. Looks like she's having a good time. It's also a good day to have a nice cold Yuengling traditional lager. Pop one open, raise it, and wish a happy birthday to America and to Ray Tipton, our former director, celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Tip.
I think this is a little surprising, but maybe not because of the food poisoning earlier this week that Blake Snell has done after 4. They were worried about his strength coming in, so I don't know. I guess nothing would surprise him. He was taken out of game 6 in the 6th inning with a 1-0 lead.
And he got 81 pitches today.
So here's Mateo to pinch hit. On the outside corner by Velasquez, 0-1.
81 pitches, 39 strikes for Snell. That is.
But no runs.
No runs.
I would have to think that, you know, having the food poisoning is what led to this decision to take him out after 4. They were just hoping that he was going to be strong enough to even pitch today. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mateo.
There are a handful of Padres that have not gotten in and out of the bullpen. Maybe that factored in as well.
Popped a foul and out of play into the crowd.
You guys have any plans for the 4th later on tonight?
Let's see. No.
You watch some fireworks somewhere?
I might go watch some fireworks somewhere. Swing and a miss.
You were invited, weren't you?
I was. My oldest daughter wants me to go to Waterfront Park to see the Iron Pigs and the Thunder and watch some fireworks. I might do that. I haven't decided as of yet.
How are you going to say no to your daughter? I have yet to tell Finley and Riley no.
Oh, that's a lie. That is a lie. Well, we're going to go out to breakfast tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to sit in my hotel room, watch a little golf.
Okay.
Watch a little series I just started watching on Netflix.
We are so patriotic.
I know, right? What's the series called?
He'll get back
Well,
to us.
I'm watching about 3 of them right now. I know what it is. I fell asleep on it last night. Bosch.
Bosch?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. It looks pretty good.
Season 3 just started.
I'm always up for something new.
Yeah.
1 ball and 1 strike. Over to left side. Big hop for Bohm. Aggressive. Cut it off. 2 outs.
It's remarkable what Pham has done in the series. It really is.
On the out-of-town update, Adam Duvall, his 19th home run, a 3-run shot. Miami now leads Atlanta 4-2.
If you can't find something to watch on TV these days, something's wrong with you.
You are right about that. Here's Fernando Tatis. What about you, Ben?
I think I might go to Longwood Gardens and watch fireworks.
You like gardens.
Right down the street from me.
0-1. I understand last night, again, I get reports instantaneously of what the Iron Pigs are doing. But it just so happened that they're at Waterfront Park, so the reports are a little more fluid. But I heard that Spencer Howard pitched great last night. 5 innings for the Iron Pigs in the second game of the doubleheader. Patrick, who was calling the game, said that he was electric.
That's good to hear.
Now, I was getting this update from Patrick at about 4 o'clock this morning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside 2-1 because he was on his way to Chicago to go see Tommy play in Gary, Indiana. So I think he said it was electric, but I did look up the recap and it looked like he was electric.
That's good to hear.
2-1. 2-2. I think that's a good spot for Tatis, you know, with the issues he's had with his shoulder too. If you can make it somewhat tantalizing, it's hard for him to hold up.
Like Velasquez slowed his windup down right there and then really drove when he threw the ball. Getting the old slow windup, 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Oh, wow. Through the vacant hole on the right side.
Yeah. Amazing.
And Tatis is 2 for 2, and now Cronenworth's coming up, and this is the guy you have to get, particularly on a day like this.
Well, that's something I didn't do very often in my career. Reach out and poke a slider to second base. Impressive.
Sure beats walking back to the bench. Put it in play, something good will happen.
Fastball, and it's 0-1.
Tatis will be off at some point.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same scenario as the last at bat with Cronenworth up. Now it wound up biting the Phillies because Cronenworth walked and then Machado hit the 3-run home run. But I think if you're the Padres, you look at it aggressively the same way.
First base coach is over there being alive this time.
I think he was a little concerned about that last throw over. Popped up foul, and it's 0-2.
Have you guys talked about the numbers, why the first base coach carries the stopwatch?
I think over the years we have. I can't tell you that we do it every single time.
It's sure. Let's just see how fast the pitcher delivers the ball from the rubber
to the plate.
Yeah, it's the time he breaks his hands when he starts out of the stretch. As soon as he lifts his leg, he starts it, and when it hits the catcher's mitt, usually 1.3 or higher is a good number to run on. 1.3 seconds.
Liner out to left center field. McCutcheon's on the run. He won't get there. Tatis on his way to third. The throw goes toward third. Cronenworth's going to go to second.
Well, that opens up base on balls. We do not need to worry about Machado.
Yeah.
He can just leave his bat in the on-deck circle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is an easy decision. There it goes. He'll go to first. I think this may have, well, this may have happened even if Cronenworth hadn't gotten a second. All right, so the intentional walk to Machado loads the bases up for Grisham. I don't think Joe had any other choice but to do this.
No.
A lot of base runners might not have tried to go to third on that ball with 2 outs.
Cronenworth ends an 0 for 14 with that.
I'm actually surprised Andrew threw that ball to third base. There was no chance to get Tatis Jr.
Well, I mean, do you think that he thought about the fact that first is over, or do you think he just tried to throw it there?
I just think he just threw it there.
Over to first base. That's a fair ball according to the first base umpire. 3 unassisted. The intentional walk leads to the final out. No runs, 2 hits, 3 men left. Middle of the 5th inning. It's the Padres 5 and the Phillies nothing. On NBC 10 featuring Phillies own Cam Anthony, BB Rexa, and Flo Rida. For more information, go to NBC10.com. Phillies trail at 5-0 as this game goes to the bottom of the 5th inning. People going with their patriotic colors today. Don't forget, too, the fireworks spectacular return to the iconic Benjamin Franklin Parkway. The live concert that we talk about will also be streamed on NBC10.com. You can also get it on Roku and Apple TV. That's cool. The Pandemic Crew's got the flag out. 6th consecutive year that NBC 10 Telemundo 62 has been the official broadcast partner of Wawa Welcome America. I think Brett Myers has the same kind of overalls as that fella does. Brett went without the t-shirt, though, on social media. Our nation's bird is representing today. People think of everything, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Nice.
Vince hitting for himself here.
Yeah, leading off the 5th inning, Austin Adams takes a slider and slips it right on by him. It's 0-1. Popped up outside of first. It's playable for Hosmer. And he makes the catch. He had no trouble seeing that one. Yeah, that'll bring Segura up. Segura has singled. He's also grounded out. I do hope that when the All-Star alternates are added later today that he is on it. I think that he should be rewarded for A, how he stepped up offensively and defensively.
He will be on it. Segura?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of good second basemen. here's what I think. If he's not on it, he'll be added to it at some point.
I hope so.
1-0 pitch to Segura.
I know he's missed some time on the IL.
I think that's part of it. That may hamper him. You know, Albies is red hot for the Braves. Ryan McMahon might represent Colorado. Adam Frazier. How about the fact that Adam Frazier's name is popping up in trade talks? The Pirates second baseman. I almost look at him. He's not the same player, but when Merrifield's name was popping up a couple years ago when the Royals weren't in the mix, that why would you trade somebody like that unless you think you can get
major haul back?
Major haul back.
Gene has missed 26 games.
Right. Outside 2-2. I think that's the major sticking point.
Yeah, that's substantial.
Tell you this guy has some electric stuff right here throwing for the Padres right now. What is he, about 6'6"?
I think he's a little less than that. But he's Larry Anderson, slider after slider after slider. What do you got, Ben?
6'3", 2 1/4.
Slider 90% of the time. Larry's got to be grinning ear to ear. Ball 4. 5 walks today for Padres pitching. Phillies only have 2 hits. And now McCutchen's coming up.
There's another one right here. You can take a bunt all day long if you're Andrew McCutchen. I mean, Machado's not even in the, not even thinking about denying a bunt. That's just where my brain goes. A lot of people's brains don't go where.
Did yours always go that way? Did your mind always go that way? I mean, I know certain situations.
I'm thinking of course. They may have said maybe he's never bunted. I don't know about McCutchen and his history with bunt, with the bunt for a base hit, and that's why he plays back right there.
One.
See? So,
man, double plays across the board today for both teams.
But I mean, quickly, they know a lot that I don't know that they know.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd have been making sure that he couldn't get on with a bunt.
3 double plays. Philly of the week has had a remarkable month of June. Andrew reached his 350th career double and 1,000th career run milestones just to get the month started. He has batted over 300 and led the National League in OPS for most of the month. Kutch hit his first career pinch hit grand slam against the Nationals and scaled the wall in New York to pull one back against the Mets. That's why he's the Philly of the week. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Andrew McCutchen, our Philly of the week, heading over to his spot in left field. Looks like he did something to his side on that swing. This is after the double play. Oh, I hope he's okay. I mean, we just got everybody back.
Yeah, and you keep feeling and feeling and feeling it. Wondering if it is.
Yeah,
he's still
oblique area. I don't want to speculate, but that sure looks like it's in that vicinity.
Hosmer leads it off here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's 0-1.
You guys missed Ben Franklin up there with a Fanatic, I think.
Out in center field?
Yeah.
It's cool that Ben Franklin was one of our first responders. I mean, he was one of the first responders, right?
Yeah.
He invented them.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Hosmer's led off all 3 at bats today. There he is.
There's Ben. Co-founded the Union Fire Company, the Bucket Brigade. So we usually honor first responders out there in center field, so we're kind of going along the same lines on this 4th of July.
Well, you got to hand it to Vince. He's throwing a lot of pitches here. He's coming up on 100. Down 5-0. He's saving the bullpen as best he can.
Off the hands, popped up. JT there. 2 outs, or 1 out, excuse me. Pop up to 2. And now Jurickson Profar is the hitter.
He's had a perfect day. Couple singles, one to left center, one to right center.
Nice hat on Fanavision. It's another one. I have to get one of those.
Bicentennial kind of bucket hats. As Profar takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Profar is 2 for 2. Outside, and now 2-0. The Dodgers National game is the final. 5-1. Pulled foul.
What time they start that one?
Well, Ben.
Goodness.
Hold on, let me check. Miguel de los Santos warming up.
Time of game 3 hours 37 minutes.
All right, so we're thinking about 12 o'clock then.
Yeah.
Our math is excellent.
Yeah, it is. You didn't have to use your toes for that one, did you?
Nope. 100 pitches now for Vince. Has not had the same command that he had the other day. Three 1 pitch. And a strike 2 call. 3-2. Trying to get to through the 6th inning today. He came into this ball game with a 3-0 record, a 1.19 ERA against the Padres. Statcast 3D. That's a good pitch.
It is.
You feel like you want to move that bat if you're the hitter after you do that, don't you, Ben? Mm-hmm. An umpire's dying to punch you out.
Ground ball right side, and that's going to go right between Hoskins and Segura. So Profar has a 3-hit day. A 1-out single, and now Webster Rivas is coming up. He's hit it to 2 double plays this afternoon.
Not where JT was set up. Profar just kind of smothers this, but finds the hole.
Ben, our official timepiece, Carl Graver, said it started at 11 a.m.
11.
Yep.
Picnic game.
I know they had done that before. I thought it was just during the week when the holiday sat. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Rivas do it again. Third double play.
Maybe a first in Major League history. Batter ahead of you each hits a single every time, and you ground into a double play every time.
0-2. Will Myers out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit. One hop grab by JT to keep the runner at first base and keep the double play in order. And it's 1-2. Runner goes and then stops in a called strike 3. Padres are probably okay with that. Well, there are 2 outs. And here comes Will Myers will be called back. Ha-Sung Kim is going to pinch hit. Kim hitting .208 with 5 home runs this year. Oh, and 1. Throw over. Profar is back. After Blake Snell threw 4 scoreless innings. He walked 4. Austin Adams threw an inning scoreless, walked 1. 2 outs here in the 6th inning for Velasquez. And it's 0-1 to Kim. Popped up over toward the Padres dugout and out of play. And 2.
If Vince can finish this off, and that was not the day that he wanted, but
You get a pat on the back, that's
yeah,
for sure.
definitely. It's called picking your team up.
No, that's part of his growth for sure.
Yeah.
To know that a game like this is going to happen every now and then, you get a great deal of respect from your teammates.
That one's back toward us.
Oh, I mean, that's cold. One guy catches it and gets his fingers burned off from a foul from the spin on the ball, and the guy behind him picks it up off the floor. Right?
Little kids with their mouth open wondering,
I'd have to hand it back to that guy.
And then you're going to disappoint the 3 little kids that are with you. 0-2 pitch coming. Yeah, the pitch from Velasquez to Kim is up high. Two and 2.
And these fastballs missing upstairs. Vince might be running out of gas here.
111 pitches. That's a lot these days.
Yeah. This will be his 21st. You figure if Wheeler was at 114 the other day, this is going to be his last batter. 2-2. And a strike 3 calls. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's 4 in all. Velasquez is done for the day. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. Middle of the 6th. It's 5-0 Padres. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Philadelphia area local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Last of the 6th inning. It's 5-0 Padres on top. And the Phillies will send JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, and Rhys Hoskins to the plate against Craig Stammen, who's pitching for the 2nd time in this series. Stammen in his 36th game, an ERA of 2.83. JT is 1 for 2. He has singled. He's also flying out to center. And Realmuto takes a pitch just low, according to the home plate umpire, Alan Porter. Phillies now in 3 games against the Padres have 15 hits, but they've won 2. They trail this one 5-0. They've had base runners though today because there's 5 walks, 1 hit batter, but only the 2 hits.
0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They've left 5 on.
Down the right field line for Realmuto. Going back on it is Profar. It is gone! And the Phillies are on the board. Solo home run for JT. It's his 8th of the year. 5-1 game.
Ben, that's amazing how he could throw that. We call it a fly ball. It's a home run. Don't get me wrong, but he gets squares it up on the knee to the bat and goes with it. All you got to do is go with it a little bit, and find those seats out there.
Wasn't a terrible pitch either. JT knows it. Couple rows deep.
All right, we're on the board in golf. They say the lid is off that thing.
That's right. And now Harper, who is 0 for 2, couple strikeouts, facing his former teammate Craig Stammen from the Nationals.
There it is.
Toward third.
Oh, that's exactly what he didn't want to happen. He got to get it over by the line.
1-3 on the putout. Right idea, just didn't get it all the way over toward the line.
Yep. There isn't any chance they were listening to us down in the bullpen or down in the clubhouse. Huh?
It's a good one to bunt too.
I can hear him now in the dugout. I'll never do that again.
Here's Rhys. He's been on base twice, hit by a pitch, and also has walked.
Well, there's your answer, guys.
What's that?
But why didn't he just take that bunt base hit down to third base?
He does it.
It's got to be easy to do, right? There's another one
again. That one doesn't have enough distance. It's going to go 1 hop off the wall, and Hoskins will go to second, thinking about third. Profar misplayed it. And Hoskins slides in head first with his first triple of the year.
Now, it looked to me like, Ben, he hit that ball better than JT.
Yeah, I thought it was a carbon copy of what JT did.
I think it just had too much spin on it.
Yeah, just not quite high enough.
Let's clip it a little.
Yep.
I just love when Rhys Hoskins uses the right side of the diamond. I just love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, it's only 5-1. It feels like it's 20-1.
Yeah.
You know?
Alec Bohm is 0 for 1. Oh, no triple for Rhys. Double E9. Well, it looked like Profar did get to it, so he must have kicked it around. Oh, one pitch coming to Bohm. Look out, Luke Williams. Went zipping by him, hit the backstop, and then clipped him. 0-2.
One of those two balls should have been put in play, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
And they're allowing him to put it in play here to get a run.
Well, that's what you're going to get from Stammen, isn't it? Isn't he known for having a nasty changeup?
Breaking pitches are usually what he'll throw. Curveball, slider, changeup. He throws a sinker most of the time. He made a start in Cincinnati the other day, and that was partly, I think, because of Blake Snell.
He was the opener.
Yep. 1-2.
They wasted that one. That's good hitting. Breaking ball in a good spot by Stammen.
These guys have seen their share of breaking balls the last 2 days. My goodness.
Connor Brogdon and De Los Santos warming up.
Another good wasted pitch. Fastball in a good spot. Did you ever hear the term, Ben, or the thought of hitting your entire at bat like you have 2 strikes?
I've heard guys do that before.
It's amazing what, balls you hit, how hard you hit them, and how far you hit them with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
This goes to show you that just pecking and wasting and just trying to square it up and put it in play, how much damage you can do.
Yeah. Shorten up, get it on the barrel.
And yeah, and how many swings you waste thinking that you have to do more than that.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good take, very good take.
He's seeing the ball well out of him.
Now this is, this is where the rubber meets the road right here. This is the hard pitch. Are you willing to take the walk with the RBI out there? Pass the baton to the guy behind you.
That's it.
Or keep your at bat alive. Tough pitch, very tough pitch. 3-2. Some kind of breaking ball.
Padres have a lefty warming up in the bullpen. That's because the Phillies have Didi, Brad Miller, Jankowski, Odubel. Lefties on the bench just in case. It's Tim Hill. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at third. Swing and a miss. Threw him a slider. And now 2 outs, and Luke Williams is going to be called back.
Stammen ends up winning this battle here.
So Odubel will be introduced as a pinch hitter. Let's see what Jace Tingler is going to do. Is he going to make a double switch? Or is he going to let Stammen just go? He walked down the stairs of the dugout.
I don't see any reason to overreact to this. You're the Padres manager. You have great off-speed stuff. Yeah, still got a 4-run lead.
Odubel's career numbers as a pinch hitter. He is a good pinch hitter. At 361.
If he could tie it up with one swing, it'd be different.
Machado's in on the grass at third, just in case. And a first pitch in there for strike 0-1.
Makes no sense to me why Machado would be on the grass with 2 outs right there. Thinking Odubel might bunt with 2 outs. What Odubel likes to see is I can just hit my patented little 9 shot at the third, on the third base or on the shortstop side, which he's very good at.
That was close. Off the outside part, maybe a little low. 1-1.
Love to see them push this run across. A lot of activity in that Phillies bullpen.
Ground ball out to second base, and Cronenworth is up with it, and the inning is over. Phillies do get 1 on the home run by JT Realmuto, but that is it. 5-1 Padres. This Independence Day broadcast is presented by USAA, proudly serving the military community. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Well, it's been all Manny Machado, and that's pretty much it. Manny Machado has 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He's also walked in this game. He's intentionally walked. Blake Snell started for the Padres. He went 4. Vince Velasquez started for the Phillies. He went 6, and he allowed 5 earned runs. Odubel's in the game still in center field. Brad Miller is at third base. And Eniel De Los Santos, the new pitcher, and he delivers a fastball in. Miller bats 9th. And De Los Santos is the number 6 hitter. That's where the pitcher spot is now. Two 2-0. Pham is 0 for 3. 2-1. This time he didn't swing at the 2-0 fastball.
Good spot there, right at the bottom.
And free and easy 95 for you right there.
Swing and a foul tip. 1 out here in the 7th inning. The Phils are going head-to-head against the Atlanta Braves for a 4-game weekend series you won't want to miss, beginning Thursday, July 22nd at 7:05. Friday, the 23rd, is also at 7:05. Saturday, we're back to 6:05, the 24th, and then Sunday, 1:05. It's the Pico multiplayer Fathead. Free to children 14 and under. Purchase your tickets today, Phillies.com. We'll put those Fatheads right up next to the Wheels Fatheads that we have up here in the TV booth.
I hear he's back in the Delaware Valley.
We'd like to welcome Mr. Spring Training back to the Delaware Valley. Hope to see him at the yard real soon. Might be time for us to update the Chris Wheeler Flatheads on the wall. Have to decide which one we would get next. Bit high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Actually, I think I know exactly which one we're going to get.
What day do you think he's going to have us out to his golf course to play?
I would think it's almost immediate.
Immediate?
Yeah.
That's what I would think. Thanks, Wheels.
1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 1-2. See if we can get Tatis here. He's doubled and scored. He's walked and scored, and he has singled and been stranded at third. That's a foul ball according to the home plate umpire. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Mets have tied up the Yankees 4-4. Dominic Smith, a solo home run. In fact, Garrett Cole, lifted from that game, booed as he walked off the field.
Wow.
3rd career start in which he went fewer than 4 innings. Swing and a miss. He got him with a slider. And there are 2 outs. Speaking of outs, mentioned yesterday the Reading Fightins, a no-hitter against the Erie Seawolves. Francisco Morales had 6 innings. They combined for 11 strikeouts. Zach Warren went 2/3. Kyle Doey an inning and a 1/3. Brian Marconi also. Sean Williams said Francisco had great tempo the entire night. Talked to Zach Warren today. It was nice enough to answer a couple of questions. He said they were actually talking about the no-hitter as this ball is hit out toward left center field for a base hit for Cronenworth. He's going to try for 2. The throw by Odubel Herrera is not in time.
Leave your bat in the dugout or in the
I don't think so. Anyway, Zach was saying that they were talking about the no-hitter in the bullpen. He said after the game the clubhouse was electric. They were beyond excited for Morales, Mo as he called him. And that the dog pound, which is what they call the bullpen down in Reading, the dog pound, was able to close it out. He also said that Duran, who we saw a lot in spring training, guys, the catcher, said he was brilliant behind the plate. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
He was the chief behind the plate, he said.
Capitan.
So congratulations again, guys. And Zach, we appreciate it. South Jersey's own Zach Warren. All right, so Grisham grounded out after Machado was intentionally walked the last time. Grisham 0 for 3. A little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball over to third. Miller is just going to go to the third base bag. Fielder's choice. No runs, 1 hit. Couple men left. Here at Citizens Bank Park and all around the country, we celebrate the 4th of July. And for God Bless America, we have Technical Sergeant Amy Chalkovich, Staff Sergeant Megan May, and Senior Airman John DeLeese as they are going to sing God Bless America. Take it away.
As they sing God Bless America.
God bless America. Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above.
From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Philadelphia studio. We've got Phillies post-game live coming up. Last out recorded, Ricky Bo, Vince Velasquez, expecting a little bit more from him today. And how about Blake Snell? We were expecting less from him today.
Well, both those guys were human rain delays to start with. But, I mean, when you look at Vinny, I mean, he made mistakes to the middle of the lineup. You can't do that with this team. You look at Machado, the first at-bat, you had an open base at first base. He gives up a home run on a fastball down the middle of the plate. Second at-bat, you go 0-2 fastball. There's something missing there. I mean, to me, I think he could have done a little bit better with that part of the lineup.
All right, we'll have Joe Girardi's news conference, hear from Vince Velasquez, all the highlights, analysis from Ricky Bottalico, Michael, Jack Schmidt, all coming your way. Guys?
What the heck is that in Ricky's hand?
Well,
My stick, Mike. It's my stick. It's actually my bat. It's actually really my bat.
Does it say Ricky Bo on it?
No, it's got
no, it says my whole name on it. See, it's an old timer. It's got my 52
say Ricky
on the
Ball on there.
Michael, what color's the suit?
It's a seersucker, Tommy.
Yeah.
It's a seersucker.
Yeah,
I figured it's got to be a little
he got it straight from Good Humor, Tom.
245th birthday of America. America, right there, baby.
Michael, you can't teach cool, Michael. You can't teach it.
That's
Thank
so
you.
great.
Thank you.
You know, Ricky's right, though, about those at-bats.
Yeah.
I know we discussed it a little bit, but he's right. I mean, just the kind of selection of the pitches, because you couldn't foreshadow everything that Machado did, but after that first home run, I mean, got to be a little more careful.
He was seeing it really well offense.
Yeah. That's one of those where there will be gifs all around social media of a beach ball coming at Manny Machado like they did with Schwarber for the whole month of June with all the home runs he hit. All right, so we begin the bottom of the 7th inning, and Ronald Torreyes sends one out toward left. Playable for Tommy Pham as he makes the catch. 1 out.
Let me be the first guy to say I don't agree with that.
What, swinging right away?
Nope.
Yeah. Emilio Pagan, 37th game. He's been durable for the Padres.
I only say that because Torres, good contact guy. You won't hit him to get deep in the count. Look, even if that pitch was a strike, you still got to let the pitcher give a chance to walk a couple of guys. See what kind of control he's got today.
Pagan hits it sharply, knocked around by the first baseman Hosmer, and then the flip goes awry.
Well, you don't see pitchers laying down over behind first base very often.
Bodies flying everywhere. You're right, Michael.
You don't see pitchers laying down behind first base that often.
He knocked.
You got to give him credit. He had a cool idea there. He's going to flip it out of his glove.
He's laughing.
He was being Mark Burley is what he was being.
He was on a full sprint.
This would have been a cool play if he had done it.
Not for Brad Miller.
It's not necessarily one you practice, Tom.
No, I would not think so.
Brad Miller knocked Fernando Tatis Jr. on his backside last night with a rocket. He hits another one here to Hosmer at first. Pagan looks a little winded.
Top of the order, Gene Segura. Segura is 1 for 2. It is a base hit for Miller.
Well, you know it worked out, but I'm still not a fan of first pitch swinging when you're down 4 runs.
Way outside, 1-0.
That's just me. There may be reasons.
Fouled back. A little funkiness to Pagan in his motion to the plate. .25.592 here today. Ground ball sharply to third. Oh my goodness. How about this? How about 4 double plays? Manny Machado has been busy over at third. 5-4-3. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. Nextiva. When you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva. And by USAA, proud supporter of the military community. Phillies trail at 5-1 as we go to the top half of the 8th inning, and Yadiel De Los Santos will continue on. T-Mobile coverage cam. Well, great giveaway today. That youngster's enjoying his first Phillies game. That guy's got some water ice, some ice cream, and the Phillies throwback helmet. That's a Smushmallow. That's right. And the T-shirt that's being given out today to fans 14 and under, thanks to IBEW, Local 98. Hey, what's up, little guy?
Adorable.
Awesome. Nice day at the ballpark. 25,000 plus. Eric Hosmer leads it off. The Phillies have hit it to 4 double plays, guys. The record for double plays is 6.
Oh, well, let's hope we don't get near that. We got. So there's 6 total in the game, right?
4 double plays by the Phillies, and the Padres have hit into 2.
Yeah.
I got him down for 3.
Padres 3?
Yes.
Yeah, 3. I'm sorry. My bad. 7 total. Yeah, there were 3 straight innings the Padres hit into double plays, and at that point we were thinking maybe they would head toward the record. But now it's the Phillies. There have been 32 occasions in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies where they've hit into 4 double plays or more. Coming into today, this is 33. Ground ball into the shift. Segura diving stop, throws to first, not in time. What an effort.
You kidding me?
What a play that would have been.
Are you kidding me? That was even that close?
All right, Gene. Don't be hurt.
That was remarkable.
Sure was. 10 yards into center field, into the outfield, diving. Almost gets the runner at first base.
And to get that much on it.
That is an amazing effort.
Wow. That is incredible.
Well,
he squirts out of his glove there, and he just gets it with his bare hand.
Well, now Profar, who is 3 for 3, and he takes strike one. Profar has tied his season high with 3 hits. Oh, 2. A nice live fastball right now by Enyel De Los Santos.
I agree with Michael. It is very free and easy.
Yeah. Tapper right side. Hoskins. They get the lead runner. Smart play. Double play is still in order. 3-6 on the putout.
Great late movement on that pitch.
Every time a Phillies pitcher like Enyel De Los Santos throws a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia.
That's how you get those rollover ground balls. That pitch was height-wise not that great, but had a little late movement. Did a low and away zone, caused him to roll over.
Rivas is 0 for 3, a couple double plays and a strikeout. A little low, 1-0. Drew Pomeranz warming in the bullpen. Will Meyer is out in the on-deck circle. Over to third, off the glove of Miller, picked up by Torreyes. The throw in time. What a play! Pinballing around the infield. Torreyes kept his eye on the ball, and there are 2 outs.
There's another one you don't see very well.
That's amazing.
Right man, right spot.
Reminds me of a play, although it was much easier for the shortstop, by Ken, back in one of our NLCS games, where Lopes hit a ball off of my glove and then went right to Bo, and Bo, that's the controversial call. This one was much better. Oh my gosh. You'll never see 2 plays in 1 inning like these 2, like Segura's play and this play.
How about the athleticism for Torreyes on that play? I mean, seriously.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Do whatever you want.
You can make a highlight out of defensive plays in this game.
Yes.
That is remarkable.
Very impressive. So Pagan will bat. I got to tell you, he looks like he's ready to hit. Could have been a strike. Called a ball.
Elbow guard.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's why he looks like he's ready to hit. Outside. According to his stat line in his bio, he really has never been ready to hit. Professionally, that is. So he's trying to look the part. Now, in college, he was ready to hit. With Belmont Abbey in college, he hit .287 with 4 home runs as a 22-year-old. So that one's out toward left field. McCutchen over toward the line, out of play.
Great swing.
Nice grab. Yeah, so he has a little hitter in him.
Back to that play on the left side. You give the any credit to Miller for deflecting the ball in the scoring on the scorebook.
Yes, 5-6-3.
Yep.
And because it's deflection by rule, if there wasn't any movement on it,
the ball has to change course, correct?
Correct. Slow down, change course, you know. Two balls, 2 strikes. That's a pretty good swing.
Look at the balance when he was done, too.
Well, this guy could pinch hit for me.
With some work, he probably could be serviceable.
Yeah.
He even sets up like he knows what he's doing.
Well, that's what catches your eye right away. Got him. Old equalizer. Throw him something soft after you throw him something quick. Ronald Torreyes with one of the highlight plays of the year. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Padres 5 and the Phillies 1. Despite the fact that Center City has disappeared. Time now for the Mike's Hard Lemonade hard play. We're talking deflections, boys. That was one earlier in the game. Nice grab by that fan with his daughter in his arms. Ronald Torreyes did not have a daughter in his arms, but he made a fantastic play on that deflection.
Deflections.
How about the arm strength? StatCast gives us a look at it.
That's 63.2 in the air, a la Derek Jeter.
Boom. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Deflections.
That's a fun play, though. Like you guys said, we've seen plays today that we just would never see.
138 feet.
Yeah.
He threw that ball. Now, mind you, from home plate to second, it's 127 and a half.
So you've had some throws that have gone 138 feet then, right?
Yes. Shows you how far the throw was.
Kutch leads it off against Pagan. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. Now, in between innings, the umpires chatted with the grounds crew because the cover is off the tarp down the left field line. And as we showed you, Center City has disappeared to a certain extent. That's usually a sign that there's some rain coming. 0-1. Up high, 1-1.
See, I tell you,
Grisham was able to avoid 2 of his teammates to make that catch. 1 out.
I don't know how he was able to avoid them both, but he did. That could have been disastrous.
Little obstacle course out in the shallow center field.
yeah, this was a. Whoa, was that lightning? No, that was the signs in the stadium. But we'll get a chance to look at McCutchen's swing here. See if you see a little slow wince here. I don't know whether that hurt him or whether he was mad because he missed that pitch, but it just looked to me like he had a little, you know, kind of a bad feeling through that ball. Hope I'm wrong.
On the inside corner. He looks okay there. Looks like he's just upset. JT homered his last time up. He singled in the first. He's 2 for 3. Outside, 1-1.
Look for a fastball and hit it to right field.
That's what worked last time. He's accounted for the only run for the Phillies today. As the rain starts to fall lightly. Out to right. Not that deep this time. Profar in foul territory. Made the catch as he slams it to the wall. Two outs. This is a good play, man.
Heck of a play.
Yep.
Heck of a play.
Jace Tingler's out to the mound. That is it for Pagan. So they'll bring in the left-hander to face Bryce Harper.
Might be bringing out the tarp too.
Pagan 1 2/3 scoreless. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Nextiva. When you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva. Bank Park for the popular Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights. Join the fun and buy a hot dog for $1 on the following nights. Monday, July 26th at 7:05 against the Nationals. Wednesday, the 25th of August. Monday, the 20th of September against the Orioles. Purchase your tickets today at Phillies.com. That'll be we're going to have a contest to see how many hot dogs Ben can eat. His goal is to match Joey Chestnut's 76 hot dogs that he ate today.
Oh.
I think you could do it. Bryce Harper fouls the first Pomeranz pitch back. It's 0-1.
I tell you, they got a heck of a basketball team in this Padres bullpen. You see these guys?
They're very big guys. Yes. Big dudes. Carl's right on it. Carl just sent me a graphic of Joey Chestnut's record-breaking hot dog eating contest today.
Imagine eating 76 in a week. That's
no, this is a day.
I know, but I'm saying, imagine eating 76 hot dogs in a week. That's over 10 a day.
Oh yeah. High bouncer. Cronenworth charges, flips with his glove, a la Chase Utley. And 4-3 on the putout. Phillies go down 1-2-3 here in the 8th inning. We are on to the 9th. It's a 5-1 ball game. Our Hers upcoming pitchers for the Cubs series. Matt Moore will face Zach Davies tomorrow. Aaron Nola against Jake Arrieta on Tuesday. Zach Wheeler and Alec Mills on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Zach Eflin will finish up the series against Edbert Alzolay. 4 night games against the Cubs. Happy 4th of July to you, ma'am.
Tom, do you know if they finished the press box at Wrigley Field? I know they had plans on redoing the boxes and things like that where our booth would be. I know they're going to try and blow it out and try and make it up high. Do you know if they've done that?
You know what, Ben? I wasn't there last year, so
right.
I don't know if they did.
Gotcha.
I'll tell you when I get out there. No, just kidding. You know what we'll do?
Yes.
We'll text some folks.
Yes.
Or we'll ask Chris Ware because he's going to be going out. De Los Santos delivers to Tommy Pham.
Saw Chris earlier. He's in his Sunday best, ready for the trip.
Tommy Pham 0 for 4. He's grounded out a couple times, flied out and struck out. Oh, 0-2. Hector Neris on here in the 9th inning. De Los Santos went 2 innings today. Tied him up. Swing and a miss. 1 out.
This is a series Tommy Pham would like to forget.
Yes, sir.
Just thinking the same thing.
Goodness.
Solid 2 innings for Menyel. if only because he didn't allow any runs. Trying to keep it right where it is. Got a little help from his friends. 0-1. A couple of things that you're seeing right now, and I think that you'd like to see as Hector moves forward is just he's getting it and he's going. He's not fooling around, fiddling around, I should say. He's not fooling around. He's down. Personally, he's down because he feels like he's letting the team down. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
When did Hector put a slider in his repertoire?
He started it in spring training. And he didn't throw it that much because he was working on it more and more. He wasn't confident with it.
Exploding fastball here. Tatis goes out of the zone again. Pitches right on by him.
There's huge differences between coming into a 1-run game as when you're winning or 2-run game when you're winning and coming in when you're trailing by 4. So I'm not saying that this is the foundation for what he'll be, but there's certain things that he's doing that he hasn't been doing, and that's throwing strikes. He's thrown 6 pitches, 6 strikes. Make it 7. And there's the slider Mike was just talking about.
I watched Hector all year. You know, I know he's had his troubles, but I don't so much remember him using a lot of sliders.
I don't think he has used it as much as we've seen it here today. And the 0-2. That's a pretty good pitch. Alan Porter just put his hands out. That could have been a strike.
I think overall, Alan Porter's had an excellent day.
I would agree with that.
Behind home plate.
He has done an excellent job. One and 2. Upstairs, 2-2. Cronenworth has a couple hits today. Lays off.
Here we are back in that situation. 3-2, 2 outs. Machado on deck.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on this pitch, folks.
And ball 4.
Woo.
Again, it was close.
Hector's walking off the field.
I think everybody's walking off the field. Look at, he's laughing now.
It's off the plate.
Manny Machado coming up. Our WB Mason deliveries of the game. And he's got 2 big deliveries.
This is in the first inning. After getting down 0-2, battles back full count and launches one to dead center.
And now in the 3rd.
How he's able to get on top of that is just, you know, we marveled at it, Michael, and there your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
Lines it foul.
Good net. Good old net down there.
Even though he's walked intentionally twice, he is seeing everything. I mean, he's got it. Everything. First player to have 2 home runs and 2 intentional walks against the Phillies since intentional walks were implemented in 1955. It's his 28th career multi-home run game. One ball and 1 strike. In the dirt, gets away from Real Muto.
There you go. How about 3?
Let's see what Joe decides to do.
You know, he's in this predicament right now where he just doesn't want to walk this guy 3 times intentionally, right? He wants to see Hector get him out. But it's, you know, what are you going to do? Fly ball anywhere in this wind, in this weather, has a chance to go.
I would just put him on now.
Yes.
3-1.
Everybody, you know, the catcher, Hector, JT and Hector, they're going, what should we do here? You know, I guess a nasty splitter, even if it's in the dirt, right?
Yes.
Just don't want to challenge him here, which I'm totally fine with.
Ball 4. He walks for the 3rd time.
Could have stayed on first base on that pass ball, huh?
Yeah. Joe Girardi going out to the mounds. There's nobody warming up.
What's your sense of Joe speaking to Hector right now?
I think it's, well, I don't want to, good, man, you tell him.
This is just, hey, take a deep breath, keep it at 4 runs.
Wasn't very much, I know that.
No, I was just a, hey, you're my guy, let's go, let's get him.
I think also it's a reminder of what he did to the first 2 hitters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's the reminder of, hey, I know there's guys on now, but think about what you did to the first 2 hitters, including Fernando Tatis. And let's go.
You give Trent Grisham another chance. To have a really bad day.
Inside, 1-0. Guys pitch differently when there's players on. They just do.
Yeah, it counts. I mean, it's ERA. You know, it's there's pressure.
But if there's a way to do what you did against the first 2 hitters, have that mindset. Like, get on the mound right now, and let's go. Padres lead off 1st and 2nd. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Windy. Last half hour here at the ballpark. Ground ball out to shortstop. Torreyes has it, throws on the run, and he's not going to get him. And the bases are now loaded. An infield hit, and Hosmer coming up.
It's amazing trouble Hector's gotten in after striking out the first 2 of the inning.
It's just in no man's land.
It sure is. And I know when things aren't going right, the one pitch could have been called a strike, and this whole thing changes.
Right.
No fly balls, nothing. No home runs going out of here straight away right now, that's for sure.
Hosmer's first at bat all day, not leading off an inning.
Outside. He went around. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chop him up. Or punch him out.
The 2-2 pitch. Outside 3-2. And the base runners will be off on this 3-2 pitch. Rain's starting to fall harder now. I don't know if it'll help. Good try, though. Fouled back. Boy, if you're Chris Guccione, you've taken some heat the last couple of days with the tarp, but you may have to put it on soon. Folks are heading to the cover. Look. Yeah, Chris, we feel you.
Yeah, the grip on this baseball will be a little tacky.
What a shame. 3-2 with 2 outs. And the runners go. Fouls it away again.
Chris is like, come on, man. Remarkable.
6 delays at Petco since it opened. They've had 6 on this road trip.
Think they want to get back to Southern California?
3-2 again. Popped up. And that's going to be out of play. Do it again.
All right, the rain's lightened up.
It is lightened up a little bit. It really has. Splishing and splashing.
Hector's trying to get his hand dry.
Yeah. He's trying to find a dry spot.
Stall tactic? What do you think?
Until it stops raining? Is that what it is? He's almost there. Three balls, 2 strikes. The runners go. Shot the other way.
Oh my
a fair
gosh,
ball down the left field line. 1 is in. 2 is in. Rounding third. Heading for home is Grisham. He's heading to the plate. The throw not in time. It's a 3-run double. 8-1 as Hosmer hangs in there.
How the heck did he even reach that pitch, let alone keep it fair?
Well, that's a doggone one I find hard to believe. In the rain, Hosmer hits a rope over the third base bag. Look at this.
Ball 6 inches off the plate.
I think McCutchen is heading in. I think he's banged up. I think it's what we said before. Sean Ficazzi's going to meet him. He tried.
Yeah, and I think that
he tried hard. I think that throw just did it.
That's where it'll grab you too, on that left side when you're right-handed thrower.
Paul Buchheit, the head athletic trainer, will go down. You got to give him credit, man. He was trying to gut it out. So Jankowski's coming in. Let's hope that is not serious for McCutchen. The Phillies have just gotten healthy. "13 hits now for the Padres. It's 8-1. And Profar is batting with a runner at second. The rain has stopped almost entirely. It's a little bit of a light fall now. The blue skies are starting to emerge over Center City.
think about this crazy game that we love. He threw 6 pitches and got 2 strikeouts.
He threw 8 strikes in a row, right?
Yeah. And then to Cronenworth, yeah.
He was 0-2 to Cronenworth.
Yeah. And then all this.
Yeah. And thought he had him.
Unbelievable.
Another base hit. Hosmer is being held by Bobby Dickerson. The throw coming in, cut off by Reese. 4 hits today for Profar. I think Joe, has he got to think about getting somebody up just to get out of this inning?
31 pitches. Profar, have a day. Just out of the reach of Segura.
This is one of those tough predicaments for a manager. I mean, immediately after this game, assuming things don't change, it's getting worse and worse. You're going to have Hector in your office, right, and talk to him, and you know, try to understand that he kept him out there because you know, the bullpen, he doesn't want to use some guys in the bullpen. You got a long road trip ahead of you, and it's a different role for Hector than he's used to, obviously, right?
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's been that way the last 3 weeks.
Up until the last 3 weeks,
yeah.
He was a established closer. Now he's out there
slipping on the mound.
Yeah, he wants to get in an argument with the umpire now. The umpires don't want to bring the tarp out.
So they're going to bring some Diamond Dry out.
You have a short memory, huh?
Have to have a short memory, yeah.
Padre fans are happy. Phillies fans, not so much.
The Padre fans are lingering outside the third base dugout. They cheered even when Jankowski went out there, the former Padre. Phillies were looking for a series sweep today. All right, Hector got some of the drying agent thrown down. Well, I think he's good. At least the mound is good. First and third. And Rivas is 0 for 4. He's got Hosmer over at third and Profar at first. And a high fly ball to deep left field. How about all of this? A 3-run home run. Hosmer's just walking down the third base line. 11-1 Padres. They've scored 6 runs with 2 outs in this inning. And this is a guy that's hit it to 2 double plays, has struck out and hit it to a 5-6-3 ground out.
I bet we're going to get a position player.
Well, we have to, yeah. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen, so.
I always wanted to pitch in this situation.
Andrew Knapp's going to try to finish it off.
Oh, who gets to do it?
So Knapp will come on to get the last out and try to get the last out. We'll take a break. What a shame of an end to this 9th inning for Hector Neris. But the umpires have decided to keep on going. Andrew Knapp is behind 2-0 to Will Myers. And the pitch pulled foul. Myers pinch hitting here. He's the 9th man to bat in an inning that began with 2 straight strikeouts on 6 pitches. And in fact, the first 8 pitches were strikes. Brad Miller's got it. Andrew Knapp gets the out. 5-3 on the putout. 6 runs score in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 11-1 Padres. Bottom of the 9th inning. Joe Girardi just headed over to talk to Hector Neris. A lot happened in that inning after Hector got the first 2 batters with 2 strikeouts and 6 pitches, and then went ahead 0-2. A couple of pitches he thought would have gotten him out of the inning with nothing scoring. And Joe was just doing what a manager does.
That's right. You know, Joe has to address Hector's mental state for sure. You know, Hector really, from what I understand, feels like he's been a big letdown to his teammates, and I think every teammate will go in and console him, will give him some positive input, and that's about all you can do as a teammate. And then at some point it's up to Hector, you know, to accept it, to have a short memory, and to move on.
0-2 to Hoskins. Nick Ramirez, the pitcher. On for Pomerantz. The Phillies pitcher, Andrew Knapp, is out of the on-deck circle. In the dirt. And it's 1-2.
Think about that. I mean, you put yourself in Hector's shoes. I mean, that's a tough one to swallow, man. That's a season-changing day. You know what I mean?
Well, considering that he was ahead, he had 2 strikeouts and he was ahead 0-2. He's probably thinking, all right, maybe I found something.
Yeah, and you know, I think he brought him into the game just to get him some work.
There's no doubt.
You know, just the game was a little bit out of hand, for sure. And
but if you keep it at 4, you still have a chance.
Absolutely. And you know, he walked almost to the white line thinking he had strike 3 and then on the hitter.
Twice. Yep.
And then the rain came.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins as we lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. Hoskins, Knapp, and then Herrera.
Hector will be an interesting guy to watch over the next couple of weeks. There's no doubt that bullpen down there needs Hector Neris. And they need a confident Hector Neris. You know, I mean, even if he doesn't continue, or he's still going to be an integral part of the 7, 8, and 9 innings.
Well, if he isn't, then they're really in trouble because of from a depth standpoint. 3-2. And ball 4. Reese walks. He's been on base all 4 times today. A couple walks, hit by pitch. And here comes Knapp. Can't play with the bat up the first base line. We're going to play behind Hoskins at first. Up 10. Pop foul out of play. It's 0-1 to Andrew.
The storm blew out of here in a hurry, didn't it?
Was that quick?
What's that?
Was that quick?
I thought it was.
I'm just kidding. I think it's thankful that it did. Because there was a point where I thought Chris Guccione was going to put the tarp on because it was getting pretty hectic. Again, it's not easy for the umpires, particularly the only time that a team comes into a city. Fouled back again. Count remains 0-2 to Andrew. A 1-2.
Love to know how Andrew McCutcheon's doing too.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. And Ramirez throws a changeup. So one out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Odubel Herrera. This game zeroing in on 4 hours old on this 4th of July. Odubel grounded out his only at bat. He pinch hit for Luke Williams. That was in the 6th inning. Phillies won the first 2 games of this series. That one's lined out toward left center field. Grisham's on the run, and he dives and makes an excellent catch. And he just robbed Herrera of an extra base hit. 2 outs.
Another stellar play in this game.
That's a heck of a play.
We got a highlight reel going here today.
Yes, we do.
So far he slides, Andrew. He catches us.
That ball might have tailed back to the left fielder a little bit more, making the center fielder to go a long way for that ball.
Excellent play.
Stuck the slide.
Yeah, he did. Torreyes fouls it off. It's 0-1. That one's into the sweet level.
Hector's ERA went from 3.52 to 5.17.
Wow, really?
That's substantial.
Important thing is his confidence going forward for sure.
Yep. Fly ball center field. It's not deep. Grisham's coming in. He's under it. And the ball game is over. The Padres win game 3 by a final score of 11-1. The Phillies do still win the series. They take 2 of 3 from San Diego. At the moment, 4.5 games out in the National League East. Manny Machado is our Chevrolet player of the game. Kind of an easy choice on that one.
I was just going to say, man, that's a heck of a choice.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 3 walks. First player with those numbers against the Phillies since Ernie Banks. Is 1960. 11-1 the final score. The Padres have defeated the Phillies. We'll come back to wrap it up right after this.